Welcome to Fourth and Forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network. Join hosts Stan, Richie, and TD as they break down the latest news and storylines across the NFL, featuring game predictions, breakdowns, heated debates, live Patreon callers, and everything in between. Catch Fourth and Forever every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Fourth and Forever. Christmas Eve is upon us. Man, I hope you got your Christmas shopping done, Rich. Did you?
I did. I'm actually going to the mall, after this show to finish it up.
Nothing says a dude like waiting until the absolute last minute to get Christmas gifts. I actually think it's a Christmas tradition for myself. I actually enjoy going on the last absolute minute, all right? But somehow, some way, I always find what I need. I've never been put in a pretty awful position, but I'm pumped for the holidays, man. I really am.
Me too, man. We got Christmas ball, and I think that the NBA...
Who's watching any of those games, though?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the games are so trash that the NBA may have taken back over Christmas Day, because growing up, for me, it was always... I know you're not into basketball, Dan, but it was always NBA and Christmas was, like, the thing for me growing up. Watching Kobe and Melo on the Knicks, and NBA is Christmas. And then NFL came in and got a Netflix deal, and they're like, sorry, NBA, we're going to steal Christmas too. It's not like we don't have Thanksgiving or anything. But now the games this Christmas kind of stinks for the football.
What about the NBA slate? Who's playing the NBA?
Pretty good. We got 5 games. The Knicks are always on at noon every single Christmas day at Madison Square Garden. So you got Knicks Cavs, which is great. There's a lot of great games for the NBA. There's one stinker, but there's 5 games that are going to be fantastic, and it starts at 12 and goes all the way through the night.
All right. Interesting. I might tap in. And so I might tap in because none of these games on Christmas are really exciting from my end, at least. But, guys, we have a great show for you today. I'm not sure what the Christmas schedule is like. I know for a fact we're not doing Christmas Day on Thursday.
I don't know. I can't do Fourth and Forever tomorrow.
Okay, so no Fourth and Forever tomorrow, Christmas Eve. Y'all go spend some time with your damn families, all right? And then Friday, perhaps, we may be back to unpack some of the shows or some of the key matchups on Sunday for all of you to enjoy. But, Rich, the Pro Bowl voting has been finalized. Players have been selected to participate in the 2026 NFL Pro Bowl. And I'm not sure about you, okay, but I think that the Pro Bowl is a mockery to evaluating NFL talent. Anybody that has an internet connection can indeed vote for players that they would like to have on that said squad. For example, Joe Alt was the #1 left tackle to be added to the Pro Bowl. He has played 6 games this year. Travis Kelce led all voting for the Pro Bowl. He is a tight end this year. And a couple of other names, some players that I think ended up getting snubbed. What are your thoughts on the Pro Bowl? Are there any specific players that you're kind of head scratching, being like, how the hell did that fool make it? Talk to me.
How did this fool make it? Not really. From a Jets fan perspective, I didn't realize how good Leonard Williams is playing over there for Seattle. Is he playing? I mean, he's
playing good.
Extremely well, man.
Playing good, yeah.
He's up there in age too. He's out there dominating. So you got Leonard Williams over there from Seattle. Travis Kelce was the one that you're like, all right, we know the Swifties are involved in that one.
Of course. Of course.
We know the Swifties are heavily spamming the Travis Kelce button.
Yeah. Yeah.
But outside of that, like, who are the wide receivers that got in? I didn't see that one.
Wide receivers, man. I'm not upset about that, actually. NFL Pro Bowl wide receivers. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Set me up, pal. Set me up, brother.
Setting you up.
Oh, where did Dano Mitchell go right there, man? There you go, man. Producer of the damn year. This is what we got. Puka Nacua, George Pickens, JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown for your 4 NFC wide receivers, which I'm not mad at. But then I think things get a little intriguing here. Jamar Chase, good season, I suppose, statistically. He's best wide receiver in the game, if you were to ask me. Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, who I think has kind of had a less than ideal season, and Courtland Sutton from the Denver Broncos. At first glance, are there any names that you're thinking, nah?
Zay Flowers?
Yeah, Zay Flowers got the honors. Yeah.
And Courtland Sutton?
And Courtland
Sutton. Trash at wide receivers? I mean, we know why Garrett Wilson's not there. If Mr. G-Dub was healthy, he'd be right in that list.
Well,
fortunately, he's been.
I mean, here's the thing, dude. Like, we have a left tackle that played 6 games, all right? And he was the number 1 left tackle. So I don't think that health has much to do with it, to be honest with you. I'm surprised Phillip Rivers, like, honestly wasn't voted in as an AFC quarterback at this point.
I mean, now I'm, like, thinking, who crossed the AFC? Like, what wide receiver is getting snubbed here? You know, I mean, Tyreek was injured all year. Jalen Waddle not having a good year.
I'd say Waddle was having a good year. And so the quarterback play was just atrocious. But
Courtland Sutton,
yeah.
I guess there's just all the top receivers, I guess, are in the NFC.
I guess so.
You know, like Chris Olave, underrated receiver this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been fantastic, but he's in the NFC.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that George Pickens is in it over CeeDee Lamb, and he's having a better year than him. And it's just wild to think about that, right?
Yeah, dude, exactly. That's why all pro honors, in my personal opinion, mean a hell of a lot more than Pro Bowl.
And no Justin Jefferson.
First time in his career in the NFL. 5 years in a row, not this year. Which is funny, too. You know what?
Who else in the AFC? I mean, DK Metcalf, did he get snubbed from the Steelers?
Well, we need to talk about DK Metcalf after this topic, but yeah, no, I'm trying to think of any other wide receivers that are really standing out to me that have had like exceptional seasons. Like Diggs has done well. And so I think Stephon Diggs perhaps may have gotten snubbed. I probably would have put Diggs there instead of Zay Flowers and or Courtland Sutton. Let me go AFC North.
I'm trying to think of like all the top teams, like the Patriots, you know, Diggs maybe, you know, the Bills don't have one for sure. Then you got the Chargers. They don't really have one. Maybe Ladd McConkey. He's not really having a breakout year.
No.
Like he did last year. You know, the Texans, they got Nico Collins. He deserves that for sure. He's a beast.
Okay.
Broncos, I guess Courtland Sutton, he's their number 1, and he's been putting up numbers. So, yeah, I mean, Jacoby Myers and BTJ from the Jaguars, but none of them. Yeah, I guess the AFC doesn't. And then my boy Garrett Wilson. Injured.
So we just don't have wide receiver talent in the AFC really in general.
Yes, like Jamar Chase, and like you go across the list, you know, Michael Pittman, like the Colts, they could have had Michael Pittman in there. He was having a really good start to the year. And then you got no one on the Titans. Yeah. Then you go to the AFC North, you know, this goes to show you the AFC has a weak wide receiver room.
That's what I'm gonna have to talk about, dude. But that is your NFL Pro Bowl 2026. Funny enough, a lot of these players just don't go. For example, I know Josh Allen, he never goes. Like he gets Pro Bowl honors and he just go and he golfs. This year, though, okay, he's gonna be playing in the Super Bowl, so he's not gonna be participating. That's the only reason why. Anyway. Let's move on. DK Metcalf, man.
Speaking of DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf, that's him grabbing a fool right outside of the Steelers and the Lions game. He was very frustrated. I saw a video come out, and all I heard this fan say was what I believe to be DK's government name. It's DeKelvin or something along those lines. Let me see what it was.
DK is going to show up behind you.
DK Metcalf's real name. It is DeKalen. Yeah, it is DeKalen Metcalf. And I heard the fan just saying it in this video clip. Apparently, he doesn't like his first name. Okay, he does not like being called DeKalen. Okay, folks, don't say it around DK Metcalf. It's completely not ideal. However, the NFL, they ended up saying that he is now suspended for 2 games. Pittsburgh Steelers, they have a division to worry about. They play the Browns this week and then the Baltimore Ravens the final week. If they beat the Cleveland Browns, then I want to say that they lock up the division, right?
Yeah.
I want to say that they lock up the division just by beating the Cleveland Browns. So maybe this doesn't hurt them at all, but thoughts on this? Was the suspension warranted? Does this affect the Steelers against the Browns on Sunday? Go off.
Yeah, I think that this definitely affects things for the Steelers. They are in the driver's seat, which is positive for them in terms of controlling their own destiny. The Browns are just bad, even though they did play you guys well, the Bills, so you never know. But I think that DK is definitely a big positive. But let's not forget how they beat the Lions was on the ground, bro. Like, they dominate on the ground, and I think that is what their philosophy is going to be. I don't think that the Steelers are really going to be hurt too much. I think they're still going to win the division. I think that the only way the Ravens make the playoffs is if the Steelers lose out and they win out, or maybe the Steelers got to lose this week, Ravens win, and the Ravens win the last game of the year. But I don't know. I think that they'll be all good. I think the Steelers are still going to make the playoffs. He'll be back for the playoffs. The big problem is the voided of the guaranteed money. See that?
I know. Voided of the guaranteed money, man. Maybe Pittsburgh's okay with that. Like, maybe they're okay with that because who knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do next year. By the way, do you think Aaron Rodgers retires after this year? Stays one more?
I think that if they have playoff success and say they win in the wild card, lose in the divisional, you're going to have the Steelers try to convince him to come back
for one more year.
Yeah. But if they win a Super Bowl, he's done.
Is Tomlin the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach again next year if they lose in the wild card round?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, 19 years of a winning record, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's winning purgatory, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
I think the big question is the Ravens with Harbaugh is the more loud one. And even the Bengals with Zach Taylor. I don't know. There was a topic this morning on ESPN about could the Ravens be moving on from Harbaugh?
I mean, would you?
It's like their first year of having this type of misery. You know, the big question is Lamar, too. Could Lamar Jackson be gone because his contract is due to get paid again? Do you want to commit more money to a guy that's proven not to stay healthy? I don't know. The Ravens are the AFC North, man, went from like the best division in the NFL to like a dumpster fire.
The worst division. Look at that, man. It's funny how these NFL worlds just collide. Well, let me tell you what, folks. If you were a team or a fan of a team in the AFC, you're probably wondering, how the hell can my team potentially get the 1 seed? Let me tell you what. I crunched the numbers this morning, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I want to start off with the AFC here, Richie. Okay? And we're going to talk about this one. All right. If, for example, you are a Denver Broncos fan, here, let me get this real fast. All they need to do is win their next 2 games. The Chiefs and the LA Chargers, congratulations, you win the 1 seed of the NFL. Next most likely odds, the Patriots. They would need to take care of business by taking down the Jets and the Dolphins, and the Broncos must lose a game. Maybe that Chargers game is what you're eyeing or circling, if you will. LA Chargers 11-4. Win out. Texans and the Houston Broncos. The Broncos and the Patriots must lose one of their games for the Chargers to get the 1 seed.
That's possible.
It's possible. Yeah. Crazy stuff here, isn't it? Jacksonville Jaguars. How could they get the 1 seed? Win out. Colts at Titans. Plus a Broncos and Patriots lose 1, and the Chargers must lose 1 as well. They get the 1 seed. Okay. Bills. Yes, Bills fans. I'm telling you there's a chance. Win out. Eagles, Jets.
Ooh, that Jets game, though. Tough.
I know, dude. I know, especially in red helmets. Broncos and Patriots must lose 1, and the Chargers and Jaguars must lose 1. So all 4 of those teams must go 1-1, and Buffalo needs to win out. So if you're a Bills fan, you are hoping that these 4 teams listed here must lose at least 1 game apiece to finish out the season, and then we get the 1 seed. Wow. And last but not least, the Houston Texans, still mathematically possible. They got to win out. And they need the Broncos, Patriots, Jaguars, and Bills to lose out.
Wow.
I know, man. And you want to even know what's even a crazier stat line, Rich? What if I were to tell you that all the San Francisco 49ers need to do is win the next 2 games and they're the 1 seed? Did you know that? Yeah.
Because they have the tiebreakers?
Yep. And they play the Seahawks at the end of the season. San Francisco 49ers have the tiebreaker over the LA Rams. They play the Bears next week, and they play the Seahawks on week 18. If San Francisco wins both of their games, color me shocked, folks.
That is the most after last night, it kind of woke me up. I'm like, the Niners are the most slept on Super Bowl contenders I've ever seen.
Right?
Just quietly.
Brock Purdy last night looking like a damn Hall of Famer.
Phillip Rivers is slinging a rock, but
Phillip Rivers was slinging the rock. Poor Phil.
But there were some times where he just, you just see a wide, not enough on that arm.
And so one specific play, I saw him rolling left out of the pocket, and you could just see every single year aged on that man's knees. Dude was looking, and my uncle at the family barbecue, dude, rolling out of the pocket out there. I felt bad for him, but thoughts on them San Francisco 49ers, dude? Are they the slept-on 1 seed this year? Are the Niners going to get the 1st seed in the NFC playoffs, which would honestly be the cherry on top of one of the strangest seasons in NFL history?
It's possible, man. There's the Chargers are an interesting team. Justin Herbert picked apart Dallas. I mean, everyone picks apart Dallas, but I think that their adversity that they've been dealing with injury-wise is going to be a big test for them. I am really curious to see if the Chargers are, by the way, going to win their division. There's a chance that they win their division. The Broncos are not safe winning the AFC West. So after the Broncos lost to the Jaguars, there's a chance the Chargers can steal the AFC West. And how about that? That's a possibility.
And the Chargers can steal the AFC West too. But it's getting to a point in playoff football where you kind of wonder where teams' heads are at. Do they really care about positioning at this point, right? I'm not entirely sure that Philadelphia really even is taking these next 2 games seriously. I'm not even sure if Buffalo is taking these next 2 games seriously. Seeding, I don't think, is really a big deal to either Philadelphia and or this Buffalo Bills team. Because with Philadelphia, they're getting the 3rd seed. A bunch of miraculous, crazy things need to happen in order for them not to get the 3rd seed. Nothing's changing. So I wonder what kind of football we expect to see from them this week. And Buffalo, we've already clinched the playoffs. I don't think that they're really that in tune of potentially winning the division. I really don't think that that's the case. I think that their number one priority is going into the playoffs as healthy as humanly possible. I think that's where their mindset has shifted to.
I think that you're onto something. I do. Now, are you buying in to a wild card team going on a run to the Super Bowl this year?
Yes. Hot take.
The Bills.
Well, maybe not the Bills, but hot take. Super Bowl this year will be played between 2 wild card teams.
49ers and Texans.
Yeah. 49ers, Texans, 49ers, Bills, Seahawks, Bills. Whoever is in the wild card, I think the Super Bowl will be played by 2 wild card teams. Hot take. I'm tweeting that shit.
Tweet it out, baby. Why we let them know about vitamin energy? Because you need it. Guys, if you did not know, you guys can use the BOGO Roundtable code. Look at this. This is what happens when you check out on the BOGO Roundtable stuff, folks. I don't know if you guys were aware, but you guys can go over, click the link in the chat as Dan puts his hot take out. If you guys want to go over to the link in the description, check out vitaminenergy.com. Get your BOGO Roundtable. Buy one, get one free. It is available in local stores, 7-Elevens, all your local stores. But why would you do that if you guys can check them out? Proud sponsor of Roundtable Sports. And we had Eric in the chat last night purchase his with our code, and we appreciate that. So, and we gave him a nice shout out. If you guys are watching, you guys want to support us, a big way to do that is by simply clicking the link, go to the discount code, put in BOGO Roundtable, and purchase your 12-pack right now. Big shout out to Vitamin Energy for being a proud sponsor of the channel. You guys can hydrate, focus, mood boost, all that fun stuff right there on Vitamin Energy site, as we have Dan Mitchell putting a hot take on the internet, and we're watching him do it live.
Hot take it, baby. Hot take it, baby. Do me a favor and lock it in. All right. Anyway, let's talk about the 49ers and the Colts game we watched last night. Phillip Rivers, man. I'm rooting for Unc. I'm rooting for him, man. I'm seeing flashes from the guy, but unfortunately, this Indianapolis Colts team, we teased it at the beginning of the season that we weren't really bought in. At one point, they were 7-1. Now they're 8-7. What an awful stretch of events that has plagued this team. But the San Francisco 49ers are going out there looking like world beaters. And unless you're a San Francisco 49ers fan, I feel like last night was when the rest of the world has woken up. So what were your thoughts on this game, your biggest takeaways from the Colts and the San Francisco 49ers? Let's unpack it.
I mean, it's just, I'm at a loss for words still that the Jets were able to do a trade with the Colts. Like, we get their first round pick and they lose every game since. It's like a dream come true when you get a trade like that. They're screwed, the Colts, man, long term. They really are set up. Like that trade really set them back, in my opinion. But now you have the 49ers are legit, bro. Brock Purdy, that was an opportunity for him to let the world know, like, he's still him. A lot of people put Brock Purdy in that category, good enough not to be good enough. Robert Saleh is coaching up that defense. And I think there's a world, like, do you think Saleh is going to get a head coaching job? And I saw somebody have a really good take on X about that. And you know what he said?
What's that?
He's a great content creator. I think his name's Nico. He said,
Nico Elite Takes.
Yeah. Shout out to Nico.
Shout out to Nico.
He had a great take about Robert Saleh. He said, if you're a team that's looking for a new head coach and looking for a rebuild, Saleh's not the guy. If you're looking for a coach to come in here with an established quarterback that runs his own show, that needs the defense fixed, hence the Bengals, hence the Ravens, Robert Saleh is the guy.
I mean, he lives up to his name, Nico Elite Takes.
Because Saleh obviously is proven with the Jets, his example there, not a good guy to kind of build something from scratch. If you have a quarterback established where you don't need to develop a quarterback, you just need someone to come in here and fix a defense and run the show as a head coach. Like, could the Bengals hiring Saleh potentially, if they let go of Zach Taylor, be exactly what the Bengals need, for example?
Dude, you know what? I feel like that's where Cincinnati needs to go. If, for example, that they want to ensure that Joe Burrow stays in Cincinnati for the long term and they want to get this offense going. Largely what I think, though, is Cincinnati's defense is not a coaching problem. I think it's a personnel problem. I think that they just don't have players that really run their own specific responsibilities very well. I thought Lou Anarumo was not the problem in Cincinnati. I thought that he was a tremendous defensive coordinator. I would actually credit the vast majority of Cincinnati's Super Bowl run to Lou Anarumo. I think that was a large portion as into why they made it to the Super Bowl that one year. But based off of conversations I've had with Zim, is that Lou in Cincinnati was getting a lot of pressure to start some of the younger guys and scale back on some of the veterans that were in the backfield. They didn't want to pay Bates, who was one of their safeties, locking down that second level. And I guess they just had way too much confidence in these younger guys being able to hit development way sooner than initially anticipated. Saleh could do wonders, though, man. But
Yeah.
what does that front office provide him as far as resources, though?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know if Saleh will be able to coach up. He's going to have to bring in his guys. Quincy Williams would be the first guy he's going to sign in free agency if that was the case. But like, look around the NFL. What head coach vacancies are there besides Tennessee?
Okay.
And who else fired their coach? No one, right?
Nobody, but I think that there's probably a couple that
I heard
will
Pete
be fired
Carroll's
this
potential one and done.
That's so sad.
Right?
That's so
Pete
sad.
Carroll could be one and done. You got the Cardinals, unless they want to give him an opportunity to get his own quarterback because Kyler Murray wasn't his. Who else could be on the hot seat? You know, Mike McDaniel. I don't think that's happening. We're rumors about Zach Taylor and Tomlin and Harbaugh. I don't know if that's going to happen. Am I missing someone?
Are we
the
completely
Giants? The Giants. Hello, they fired Brian Dable.
and the Giants? I've been hearing murmurs. Well, it's basically fans overreacting, but Todd Bowles.
Oh yeah,
he could potentially be on the hot seat. I'm not sure about you, but are you buying into the whole thing that Mike McDaniel has another year?
I hope so.
I mean, me too, but like, are we buying it?
Yeah, I do. Honestly, I do buy it because I think that Mike McDaniel has shown that he can coach an offense, and they feel like if they can get him a quarterback, they'll be fine. I think Ross's perspective is that, but I don't know if that's going to be the smart move. I mean, I really don't.
We have word of mouth in here saying, no, no, he's out. Get his ass out of here, bro.
I don't know. Falcons coach Morris could be out.
Yeah, Raheem Morris could be out too after 2 years. For some reason, I feel like the head coaching carousel is going to be busier this offseason than people are predicting. I mean, shit. We're hearing rumors already that some teams have even, sort of reached out to Belichick's camp and to see if he would be interested.
Yeah, because if you look at the candidates, there's not your Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel home run hire like this cycle.
No.
Like the best guy available is Mike McCarthy and Bill Belichick, who are both old dudes that are just, outside of that, you got coordinators. Some people are bringing up the Jacksonville Jaguars coordinators as potential head coaching guys. How about those Panthers? Dave Canales. He's not going anywhere.
He's a hell of a coach, man. And so I got to give it to him. He's a hell of a coach. And perhaps one of the most promising young wide receiving cores I think I've seen in quite some time, too. They got ballers on that team. And a lot of them are late round picks that are really starting to get their way. This Panthers team, I'm going to pick them to win the division. But based off of how the playoffs are currently structured right now, I think their first game would be against the LA Rams, who they've beaten earlier this season. Does lightning strike twice?
In Carolina.
It would be in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you remember this offseason where they tried to shift up the playoff ruling where they had top teams records at home and then say that you had a 9-8 division winner, but that was the worst record of playoff teams, that they would be the 7th seed or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm happy they did not do that.
That'd be kind of sick.
You like that idea?
No, not at all. I'm definitely glad that winning a division means something.
It does mean something.
Since our entire company kind of revolves around it.
It does, man. I think that, the Steelers, it's the A. There's always two divisions from each conference that has a slugfest to the end, to the finish line. And right now, that's the NFC South and the AFC North. Both could be 4th seeds. Whoever wins the division, not going to have a wild card team. And there should be a home game for Pittsburgh, home game for Carolina in the wild card round. And that would be the only home game they get, unless there's an upset, of course, because they get another home game in the divisional if they win.
Park Bums has come in and said, there's a world where the Panthers play the Bears in the playoffs, divisional round, and it's a battle of who won the trade. Wow. Who won the trade, man?
That is a win-win trade so far.
Yeah. Yeah, so far I say it would be. Yeah. People just weren't patient with Bryce Young at first. They weren't, he got benched. It's it's just like this. Most fan bases aren't very patient when it comes into development of QBs, and they're way too quick to say that somebody is a bust.
Look at Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he still has to prove himself.
I mean, damn, dude. He's had 6 years. About time.
Coaching is everything, though.
Yeah.
List all of Lawrence's coaches since he came into the league.
He's had a lot.
Meyer,
Urban.
and then Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
And now he's on his third, right?
Yeah. Say that you count interim head coaches, too. He's had more than that.
Yeah, I mean, it really does take a coach to get these guys up there. The problem with Bryce Young, though, in that trade is Caleb Williams is a Bear because of the Panthers. The only reason why the Bears had the first overall pick was because that was the Panthers' pick. That sucks. You trade away your first round pick and it ends up being the first overall pick. That's just like, that's brutal.
So do you think when it comes playoff time, like maybe we're putting way too much energy into it's going to be the Rams or the Seahawks, like in the Super Bowl? Like out of every other team in there, I could make an argument of how I could potentially see them like just go on a run. Bears potentially. Damn, Ben Johnson has really turned that program around. And it all started with protecting the QB. Like with Caleb is still making some mistakes here and there, but Ben Johnson's been doing very well and hiding it. San Francisco. I could see a world where San Francisco ends up getting to the Super Bowl again this year. They've already beaten the Rams.
They're experienced out of anybody in the NFC to get there.
Yeah. Too. Yeah. I don't know, man. Another hot take.
The AFC's wide open, but the NFC's like very competitive.
Yeah.
So is the AFC, but
yeah. It's competitive, man.
It's the AFC's cool. The NFC's still stuck in their same cycle of the same teams. I guess you can add the Bears as the only new team, but the AFC is completely shifted around, man. No Chiefs, no Ravens, no Bengals. You got the Patriots, Broncos, Jaguars up at the top now.
Yeah. And so the Bengals haven't been in like 3 years, so, but yeah.
I know, but they came out, they're like a former AFC champion in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So like they've represented the AFC in the Super Bowl.
It's consistency, man. It's consistency. It's funny too, because like sometimes, and so I'll get into conversations with Bills fans and stuff like that. And they'll be like, oh, like we like did all like this consistent playoff success of getting there, winning playoff games and all for nothing and all for no Super Bowls. But I've been in the doldrums before, Rich. Like I grew up rooting for this team during the drought. And I can tell you that me losing in the playoffs is a much better feeling than my team just being eliminated by week 13 for 17 years in a row. I am probably not on the same page as many.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like.
But I am proud of Buffalo that I know that my team is playing in January almost each and every single year.
Yeah,
I like that feeling because like playoffs are an entire different season and games are often decided by a play or two. I just wouldn't trade it for the world.
Are you like just passively rubbing it in my face?
Maybe a little.
Without realizing that I am in the heart of that exact drought that you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a little bit. But like more so.
No, I get it, man. I mean, I can relate it just to like from what you're experiencing with my Knicks. The Knicks were so bad growing up for me. And now they are a competitive playoff team every single year. They haven't got to the championship yet. They haven't won a championship yet, but they're a playoff team winning playoff series. And I appreciate that so much. So I understand it from
it's better than
basketball lens. From a Jets lens, I would take a playoff berth every day over what I got to do.
And so the playoffs are often determined by the ball just bouncing your way 1 or 2 plays. And so I would much rather just be in there and then,
bro. I can't. Like, I can't take the losing for better draft picks. It makes me so like you're lucky, bro. You're out of that because it is so brutal.
Yeah,
it's so brutal, dude.
And so if you're asked,
watching Jets games at this stage, I'm like, what am I doing with my life right now? What is there to look at?
Why am I reacting to this? I could only imagine your live chat is probably just filled with miserable New Yorkers, bro.
Miserable, dude. Oh, my God.
With miserable New Yorkers, bro.
We're so passionate, but so toxic, dude. Like, so miserable, bro. If you ever want to get entertained, just listen to WFAN, listen to the callers. I can't take this team, man. It's just whining. Like, oh, it's so fun. I love it, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, I mean, maybe
And
some
sprinkle in some Justin Fields truthers still every single watch party. Just like, see, Richie, you're wrong. Your ignorance is wrong. Fields was never the problem. See? I'm like, see what?
You know what the beauty of football discourse is, Rich, is that people already know the winner before the debate even happens, right? Like, that's the beautiful part about it. Like, people associate themselves with content creators and or beat reporters that think exactly how they think, right? That person's always right, and whoever is contrarian to that, regardless of any sort of evidence put forward, automatically wrong, doesn't know anything. It's funny. I love our line of work, man. I really do.
And there's a level, even with us, there's, people in the chat that are, say, Bills fans will most likely listen to you and say, yeah, Dan's right. Or Dolphins fans listen to TD, be like, yeah, everything TD says is right. Or Jets fans say the same thing with me. Or maybe even there's some imbalance. But I guarantee you there's people in the chat that tend to agree with one of us more than the others, and they value our opinion more to the point where they're blinded by now whatever this person says is always right.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Sometimes you just need to be right about 3 times. Everything else you say, home run.
I mean, I don't know if anybody actually genuinely believes what TD has to say out of his mouth, but
I don't think anybody does.
Well, Luca already got
anybody.
That's true. I disagree with everything TD said.
That's true. I disagree with everything that TD said. Everything, right?
TD says is right.
He said, "I don't think anyone thinks everything TD says is right."
Boy.
Yeah,
you gotta love him, man.
Yeah,
he's good at what he does.
He is, man. He's entertaining at the least, man.
It's also entertaining winning some cash.
It is. It is indeed. And let me tell you what, I have no intention. I have no intention whatsoever of watching any of these football games on Christmas, largely because awful lineup. But I am going to win money off of them by utilizing sleeper picks. A very simple process, guys. Pick anywhere between 2 to 4 players or even 5. If you accurately predict their projections, either above and or below, then you can receive winnings of up to 1,000x. They're giving you $20 just for signing up using that link in our description. You could put that toward your first parlay. They're matching 100% of your first deposit all the way up to $100. Giant shout out to Sleeper for being a proud partner of this show. Go sign up, and thank you for being a supporter.
And shout out to RotoWire, man, because Dan, you're in the championship this week. So am I in a different league. And RotoWire, if you guys want to check them out, use the code RTS, 15% off. With the code RTS will get you linked in, and it will help you with your sleeper picks using all the data and everything you possibly could imagine. So huge shout out goes to RotoWire for being the ultimate fantasy football sponsor of the channel, man. Guys, we got a full slate of Roundtable Sports tonight. Make sure you guys go check them out. Dan, Josh is 0-6 in the playoffs when trailing in the 4th, says Tom Brady.
Lies.
Where's Bob's real tree shirt? Hashtag Bob Mitchell.
I got to get him one, man. He has been in that shirt every day for 2 years. Slob, I know. I got to go on ahead and I got to get him
wash
something
that
else.
thing. We can smell that stank from here. Shout out Roundtable Sports. Happy holidays. Shout out to JT420. My friend, we appreciate that, man. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Fourth and Forever. I'm Richie. He's Dan. We cannot thank you guys enough for being loyal to this show. Enjoy the holidays with your family. We will see you guys soon. Anything you want to say to the people, Dan?
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I appreciate each and every single. I appreciate all of you for making this a part of your daily routine, man. We do our best to keep you entertained, informed of what is going on in the league. We only ask, right, that you hit that thumbs up sign for us. And more importantly, for anybody that watches the replays of these episodes, if you ever want to join live, we'd love to have you. All right. We're growing a great family over here, and we'd love to see some new faces in the live chat. So thank you so much for tapping in. We'll see you soon.
Love you guys. We out.